Welcome, and welcome everyone. Welcome to the commentators of Cockpit View Racing. I'm back as a commentator for the next two races for Azerbaijan tonight and Singapore next week. My name is Captain Foxy, and well, without further ado, the race qualifying session has already started. And well, before we go into the action, let's just run you down as how it's looking at right now. Let's have a Drive Championship. Chris Sniper is still at the top of the leaderboard with Forrest Jump very close on the tail. These two have been battling out for the entirety of the season so far. They've been switching that top spot for around every second race at this point. It feels like it, and no, it's still we still can't tell who can take the top spot, as we are now more than halfway through the season, with Hernano in the kick Sauber slowly inching towards that as well. He wasn't really as close the entire season, but ever so slightly is edging himself closer. And after it's Pier Francesco in the McLaren and Andrew 30, Andrew started to lean away from the league, so hasn't gotten many points the final few rounds, but still in the top 5, so very much well done from him. Pier Francesco is more playing the team game with the McLaren Papaya roots, as we know. These two, with Pier Francesco and Chris Sniper, have been helping their team out tremendously. But of course, that isn't just it. We also have about 50 more drivers at the bottom half of the board. Diego Sun driver, one of the drivers who a bit newer to this league, but still getting a few points here and there. We have so many new names as well. But it is very interesting. At the bottom, it's very close together, but at the top, it's generally those top three drives that we have to look at. And we'll talk about the team standings. Talk with McLaren, with the duo absolutely dominating so far this season. 60 points ahead of Kick Sauber. Of course, we know that Kick Sauber had to drive Andrew jumping out a few rounds, so not getting many points. But it's Hernano who's getting many points for the team. McLaren, of course, with Pier Francesco, PF, and Chris Sniper, the white championship contender who won last season. Chris Sniper, of course, being a reigning champion in this season, can maybe look to bring it again into season 7, 6 years. Pardon me. Alpine as well, closing ever so slightly to the Kick Saubers, so that is something to look forward to as well. Going then down from 4th to 7th, we have Ferrari, Red Bull, Visa, Cash App, and Haas. Ferrari and Red Bull. Ferrari being just ahead of the duo of the Red Bull sister team and Red Bull. They are on par points, so tonight absolutely important to see how that will play out. And so with Haas also closing in, inching their way closer, it's going to be interesting in the top 7 to top 4 even. And at the bottom half of the grid, we have Mercedes, Williams, and Aston Martin. Mercedes is getting closer to the middle part of the grid as well. Williams is having a bit of a mid-play. They are looking to get their stuff in order. Of course, the driver is a bit new. They need to get the hang in there as well into this season. Aston Martin seems to be struggling quite a bit, unfortunately. But of course, it really comes down to how much you're willing to put into here. Cockpit View Racing, as the name says, it's a super realistic league. Cockpit camera is stuck with no assist, so it comes absolutely down to how much practice one has for the league, for the drive, for absolutely everything. Here's a calendar one more time for any new joiners tonight. It's absolutely important to know. We are currently in Azerbaijan. They're 27th of February at the bottom half already. Tonight and tomorrow, tonight and next week will be normal race weekend, so a short qualifying session and a 50% race. But just for information, where it says green, it's a sprint race. Where the date is green, it's a sprint race. So short qualifying, a sprint race, then a 50% race. And for the blue ones, 100% race, it is a one-shot qualifying and a 100% race. But tonight it just comes really down to just a 50% race. And with all the information out of the way, not long until we set our eyes to the game, which should be around now. Here we go. So let's pause the music. Let's get right into it. And so let's get right down into this. as we're obviously qualifying has been already started while we are talking. I believe F1, the new game has a bit of an issue, a bit of a new glitch going around that the front nose, the front cones don't load in. Unfortunately, I cannot do anything about it. That comes really down to the game. Hopefully they don't have damage, but we cannot really tell with pretty much all the noses missing. Chris Racing taking top spot so far, provisional pole position with 139.227, followed by Forrest Jump. These two absolutely inseparable, 139.509, and it does look like those two are the only drivers who are currently dominating the roads of Azerbaijan here in the tricky road circuits. Pretty much heavy on the 90-degree corners, but still a very low downforce setup, as of course you really need to get that top straight line speed. As of this track has the longest straight of the season, of the calendar, with the main straight being, and this will I'll give you the information right now, the longest straight, being let's have a look here. So first of all, information to the track. Circle length was 6.003 kilometers. Pardon me for the American viewers, I don't have it in freedom units. But first Grand Prix held back in 2016, which is now 10 years ago. This track has been on the calendar for 10 years. Absolutely incredible. Feels like it's just been held yesterday. But with the fastest lap being held, the fastest race lap being held by Charles Leclerc back in 2019 with 1:33.009, obviously race lap. So qualifying will be absolutely dominated now in the session. We will see if the cars also will be faster. It will be faster in the game, in the race. I believe it will. As Chris Racing just takes another absolutely amazing top spot lap with 1:38.622, and then right in the curb going wide. Nice lap there. Audi nearly a second ahead of his rival, champion rival for his jump. Tonight looking like we don't have Hernando, so that third spot will be wide open for many to take, with Ada Lomeni and Sig Pampa jumping in for the Kick Saubers tonight. Obviously these are reserve drivers, so they will go into the team points, but Hernando and Hernando being more of the main drivers for the team. And I believe we have also the information to the straight. Don't really get it here. Pardon me. That's I get it here. Doesn't really say it here as well. So we're gonna go. It's, I think, a 3-kilometer straight, if I'm not mistaken. So we quite a long straight, a 2.5-kilometer straight. It's one of the longest on the calendar. And also for the American fans, 3.730 miles, or 3,730 miles. Absolutely a long track as well. But yeah, to of course say this is the longest straight on the calendar. An absolutely amazing track. For some less liked, some more liked, but overall a spectacular track to look at for tonight. Of course, let's have a look at everything is also running smoothly here. Absolutely fantastic. So currently qualifying is coming near round to an end. About 5 minutes left remaining in the session. It still looks like Chris Racing is taking top spot. First jump still staying in the pit lane with the Alpine and Williams. Jopa is taking that third spot quite comfortably with 1:39.7. He's improved in the past few minutes, but Vichalman, the Mercedes, only 1/10 behind, and it does look like that a few more drivers are dipping lower than the 140s. Here it is getting quite interesting, of course. With from third to fifth, the gap is about 1/10. That is closer than ever. If you look at a picture on the main on the difference, it's basically ahead, if not even less. And absolutely interesting here. Of course, with 2 minutes remaining, Pierre Francesco and McLaren is having a few issues joining the lobby. Of course, I believe EA is having some sort of issues. Had some myself. That reason for the delayed stream. Pardon me there, but of course we got everything under control now, and hopefully the drivers will get it under control before the race session. And Jopa is looking to maybe go for a better lap time, but it doesn't seem like he's lost. He's charging battery, so out on finishing his lap there. The Haas in front as well, closing in, going in there. And so with about 1 minute remaining, we have already an interesting driver going out quite a bit early. That's a first jump. Also driving without a front nose cone. EA, what is this? What am I looking at? This is not healthy for a Formula 1 car. We shouldn't be a Formula 1 car shouldn't be looking like this. Anyway, again, as said, that is a visual glitch for the game. The car actually has a front wing, or so I hope. It can be that he has damage, we don't know. But it does see, I believe the driver has a front wing. It's just the game is glitching out. Careful of the blocking the Ferrari there. I believe that's the Ferrari of Satin Penna. If he's not on a lap already, I believe he is. That could be seen maybe by a bit of blocking, but I didn't think the Ferrari has been blocked too much. He's still out. He is slower more than 1 second, so he's lost a lot in that sector. Maybe due to the blocking, we don't know. Few drivers already ending their sessions. There goes some driver with Charm and decide to finish the session right with 30 seconds left on the clock. So we see up in front a V-Cub about to start that lap. That is the V-Cub of Noseba, I believe, going for either a new lap or finishing lap. He was 1/10 slower than his lap in their final attempt, and I believe the battery doesn't really last enough to do 2 laps, and he is charging. He is out of battery, and oh, the Ferrari in the back nearly losing the rear end. That could have gotten spicy, and if that qualifying session comes to an end, and it is, I believe, Japina first to cross the line. It is indeed, and so we have first jump who's going on a hot lap. Noseba, of course, that's finishing his lap, so not doing another one. So let's see what first jump can bring himself. Satin Penna could maybe have a look for another attempt as well if he managed to charge, but no, that's him right there standing still. So it could be Dance about to cross the line. Let's have a look what he can do. He is slower, so he abandons his lap, finishing his qualifying in P13. But can a championship contender Forest Jump attack the McLaren driver? Absolutely someone who cannot be touched in the season. He's been absolutely flying in every qualifying session. The McLaren of Chris Racing. First Jump rarely being able to take that front spot. Can it be that tonight we'll see a First Jump take that spot away? It's a quite technical track. First Jump could maybe have an upper hand here, but Chris Racing is known to put a lot of practice into his races, into these type of races. So absolutely interesting. Purple goes First Jump in Sector 2. Sector 1 might not have been enough. I didn't fully see that. So this final sector really is make it or break it for the qualifying session for the pole position. So it goes crossing the line with a full speed. What time will he do? 1:39.4, and that is not enough. That is not enough, and stays in P2. Unfortunate, but he's closing the gap by 2 tenths. So First Jump is getting closer to Chris Racing, and with that, qualifying session comes to an end. We have 3 drivers, Sig Pampun, Entier Zinno, and Flavio Fazza, who did not complete a lap. I believe also were due to maybe qualifying bans reason. We'll see that afterwards. But it is Chris Racing who take the top spot. Forest Jump in 2nd place, and Jopa 3rd place here in Cockpit Racing. Round 15 for Azerbaijan. We have 2 more cars out driving, I believe, because they have ended the session. Now it comes to qualifying to an end, and let's run you down. Chris Racing with 1:38.622 takes that top spot for the race, for the qualifying session. We'll start at the very front of the grid. Forest Jump in the Alpine following with 1:39.407. It's 7 tenths behind. Chris Racing absolutely nowhere. He's flown away. and Aztec Jopo in the Williams get closer to the 2 first jump. About 3 tenths different there. We champion P4 in the Mercedes 139.861. Ali Goloz in the Red Bull 139.869. And then Tia Rexito in the Cash at 147. The Lomani P7. Then also P8, Seton Pena P9. And Diego Sim driver ran out of top 10. Starting grid for here in Azerbaijan. We have 15 drivers. Usually we can even see up to 20. Maybe some have joined late for qualifying. So it could be that we might have about 16 to 17 drivers joining us tonight. But with that, we are getting close to the start of the race. And I'm in the race as well, and that is not correct. Why am I in the race? I am not supposed to be in the race. We've had a few issues here. Pardon me. Why am I a driver? EA is having some type of issues. It put me as a driver, even though I clearly put spectator. We'll see if we can fix that soon, hopefully. Let's have a look. Unfortunately, EA once again coming in clutch, helping us quite a bit. Apologies to all spectators watching tonight. I really EA is having some sort of issues with the game already. I can't explain it. Yeah, now I'm having issues with the communication with online services. The game EA has had a bit of a hiccup, a bit of a. I hope I won't miss the race. That EA has been absolutely not having a good time. I can tell that much. EA is not happy. I can't explain why that happened due to genuinely, I don't know. It just decided to not work. So quickly, hopefully I'll be able to fix it before the race starts. I'm sorry, I really apologize for this. I couldn't foresee this. Even if I could, I don't know. Let's have a look how to fix this. I apologize. Hello everyone in the spectators, everyone watching. Thank you for the chats. I see them. Sadly, I won't be able to really react much, of course, due to commentary, but I see them. So thank you very much for being in tonight's stream, in tonight's broadcast of the Cockpit Real Racing League. Talking about that loud, it's a game also. EA hasn't really optimized this game, I have to be honest, but yeah, I'm being now a message. Yeah, I gotta fix this issue here. Lewis 7-time world champion. That has happened back in 2020. 2020. That's police communication. Oh dear, I believe that is. Oh dear. Oh dear. I've done it. I believe it's my mistake. I've done it again though. Please, game. Please, EA. Please. We have a broadcast to complete here. We have a broadcast. This isn't alright. This isn't okay. I'm being told this is not okay. This is not alright, EA. This is not alright. I can't even tell what caused this. Genuinely cannot say. And it's not like in other racing games where you can just stay in the pit lane to spectate. There could have been. I could have retired from the race. I've done it the long way. Pardon me, that is also on my end. I could have thought about it a bit more strategically. I did not. Please, game. I beg you. I beg you. Second Lewis Hamilton jump scare. I apologize for that. This is not alright. This is not alright, and I apologize for this. Get in there, Lewis. Get in there. Please, game. My god. My dear goodness. Communication with the online services, that's been a big issue in this game. It's get stuck on that quite easy. I should be able to if the formation lab still goes. Of course, the formation lab takes around a few minutes. Please, the communication with online service needs to end. Oh no. It's stuck with the communication front-end services. I believe the EA servers have had a bit of a hiccup. And due to that, I cannot join the race. Yeah. Okay, I believe it's just... Please? Now it should work. Now we can fight. I'm back in. It's race... Right, so we should be back. I hopefully haven't missed too much. I believe it's just a formation lab. I would have only gone over the starting positions for the formation lab. I hope I didn't miss lap 1, turn 1. Of course, in Azerbaijan, that is quite a big thing. I've missed lap 1, turn 1, but we're back in the action. I apologize for that. And this Chris Racing taking the first spot. And we are back in the action. It is looking clean. Sat and Penna retired, so we've missed something there between Sat and Penna and J Pinna. And I am racing. P12, I'm racing as well. Not a bad race for myself, to be honest. But there we go. Anyway, looking at the top, Chris Racing has already nearly increased the gap of about nearly a second. That is incredible. Work by him. We are now looking over at the back as well. Seeing here for P1 Chris Racing, and in the back we see some jostling as well between Dan's, Flavio and Zinno, and that is Zinno going in the pit lane with Sick Bumper as well. Following through, I see some damage on the Haas of Flavio Fazza as well, and P13 struggling a little bit on that car on the Haas. Could be a bit some issues. Chris Racing has run away, and that is free trap for his jump straight on. And he's reversing onto the track. Careful. Where is he gone? You've lost him. He's still there. Our championship contender has gone straight on turn 3. It's amazing. It's incredible. Oh, there's a rep of J Pinna also into the wall. They've lost the front end and gone straight on. That's incredible. And with that, Chris Racing's next contender for P1 is Vichaman, but he's 2.7 seconds behind. It's incredible for P5 now. Nusebo and Diego Sim driver. They are close together. They could maybe have a dares jostle on the next straight. Diego Sim driver is also losing a little bit to Adel Lomelin in the kick Sauber. So look at how that could play out as well. It is unfortunate to see that we've lost one Ferrari. It would have been lovely to see what has happened. I apologize for that issue. But we've now onto the straight for the second time this race. How can this go? How can this play out? We have Diego just losing out to the DS. Just catching back in. He's 9 tenths. He's about that 1 second mark. The mark now. He's lost it and he isn't in the DS. So either Lomelin will have the DS advantage. Chris goes with the fastest lap. And now through turn 1 we go. It is the Williams still ahead of the kick Sauber Ada Lomelin. Still 8 tenths behind. So the kick Sauber seems to be more strategically saving battery maybe. Let's bet it. The Williams is out of the race. The Williams is out of the race and it's a virtual second. Oh, the cars are going into each other. What has gone on there? That is unfortunate. It's a virtual safety car. The virtual safety car on the track due to the Williams sitting the inside barrier, losing a tire. Unfortunate, we lost the second drive of the race. And so, I believe the McLaren was also involved in that incident. Pardon me, not the McLaren. The kick Sauber was involved in the incident as well, losing maybe that, getting a bit of damage. Doesn't seem to be much damage on the car in the front, so the kick Sauber seems to be quite fine. Unfortunately, though, that is quite an unfortunate incident. Of course, Cockpit race first person, as the name of the league says, Cockpit. You see just about what the real life driver sees, and the walls are just so close. And in an incident like that, I cannot blame him for doing. It's quite an unfortunate slip of concentration. Let's also have a look at the penalties here. I see that a few drivers have gotten a penalty, so let's have a look. That's of a drive-through penalty. Obviously, for some reason, my driver is in there as well. I am not racing. I'm in the commentary box, I'm watching this, but my name is in the list, and ignore that for the best as possible. Maybe I can do something quickly, but maybe somewhere less dangerous, like around here. Oh, I can't take control. Okay, so I cannot take control of my car, so my car is just stuck on the grid. It's racing. Unfortunately, EA has thought that's a funny way to do it. And so this virtual safety has also come to an end. Jay Pinner has overtaken. Dance has come in for the drive-through penalty. Taking it now. The Aston Martin going through the pit lane slowly. Might even lose positions to Forrest Jump and Sinner. Forrest Jump already working himself up. Getting a position on the Ferrari of Sinner. Beautifully with the DS. Quite an educational overtake. There comes Dance out of the pit lane. And he'll be behind the pair of these two. Just behind on the inside. We'll see. And it does look that he gets through there. Alright, that's also the Haas of the kicks up at the back. Is also Pumper joining in. But for P3, it's our Aligoloza retirement. For P2 even, through the castle section. Right, then left. Right in the middle of the curb. The Mercedes goes over the track limits there. Has to slow down a little bit, but all gets a warning. And so the Red Bull of Aligoloza could have a chance. To the left-hander now, down the hill. This could be a good overtaking opportunity as he is right at the S zone. If he gets some momentum out of this corner, out of this left-hander here, through them back straight, through the main straight. Eventually, take us out again. Who's cost this one? It's a kick Sauber. His kick Sauber's cost it, and there's wing lying on the floor. But that's not the kick Sauber's wing. That's the Nocebo's wing. He's lost the front wing going into the downhill left-hander. And definitely has to pit for that damage. That is unfortunate. And then now a virtual safety car, obviously keeping it out. It's Chris Racing taking the bite, and going in for a change of tires, going onto a set of hards. I believe starting on a medium compound, so that's interesting for the strategy for a lap 5 pit stop. Yes, now enabled again. Look at the top. Now this battle for first. It's a yellow flag on the main straight. Has a Red Bull missed the pit entry nearly. That could have been unfortunate. But the battle for first place could now unravel between these two. These was a battle for P2. Now it's a battle for P1. Let's have a look how that goes as well. So that is unfortunate. So now we go up the hill again. 9th, 10th between the top two. Let's have a look how it goes. Unfortunate. But, well, it is a Baku for y'all. That's just how it goes. It's a slip of mind. A slip of concentration just costs so much time. And with Forrest Jump starting P2 in an incredible qualifying, all gone away. Lap 2 because of one missed braking zone. Another tracksuit which just gone wide, maybe cutting some grass. But here, if you miss a braking zone, it's either going into the runoff area and losing heaps of time or risking hitting the barrier. But here we go, Aligolozio has lost time. Mercedes had a way better virtual safety of restart than the Red Bull behind. But we have also P7. And there's another yellow flag. It's a full safety car. Who is that? Oh, that's Jay Pinner crashing in the castle section doing a Charles Leclerc. And it's now another driver out of the race. 3 drivers have been taken away from the track through here. And so one car goes to pit lane. That is a Williams. That is not a Williams. That is a Haas that kicks out who's gone in. There was Ada Lomeli and no assist who've gone in. The safety car parked there, of course, letting all the lap cars by. So let's have a look how that goes. But now we're focused with a full safety car. For the lead, this could all switch up. But Chris Racing had an amazing strategy call with this. He's on the fresh tires. He only has 3 drives up in front who are worn rubber. Obviously 5 to 6 lap all worn rubber isn't too much to be said, but it does have a big hit. Let's have a look at how the tires look like. So obviously Vichaman, Aligolozio, Tirexita started on those hards 5 laps old. Chris Racing switched them last lap. I am in P5. Jopa in P5 with mediums he started on. Adel obviously the kicks up but pitted for fresh softs. Nocebo pitted a lap ago as well. First jump due to, I believe, due to the issue pitted as well. Lap 2, Zeno pitted after damage in lap 1. No assist, also fresh out the pits this lap. Sig Bampo pitted lap 1. Flavio Fazza pitted 2 laps ago. And it does seem a few pits already. As you see here, we've already had a few stops on the board. That's quite interesting. I have to be honest, that's quite interesting. So we'll now see how this safety car period goes. Who's going to get the perfect restart? Who's going to get that jump to go fight for the lead? But that's Vichaman take the bullet going to the pit lane. That's also Aligolozio. Will Rexito go as well? Does look like he's going for the pit lane. And we have Chris Racing back in the lead of the race. So now we have, there we go, Chris Racing goes in the league somehow, somewhere. I am in P2 from the commentary box, no less. That time penalty is really the only thing that's messing my driver up. But of course, I don't know how it's said, how the league will now do this. I cannot take control. I wish I could. It's not letting me take control. I cannot get rid of my driver. So the car is stuck on the racetrack. And somehow having an absolutely majestic race. I cannot explain it. That is just the beauties of racing. The magic of racing, say it that way. McLaren 1-2 beautifully there. Vichaman P3, of course now Vichaman, Aligolozio, Tirexito having pitted for fresh rubber. Let's have a look. Hards, mediums, and mediums. 4 cars out already in this Baku track. It's quite a tricky track. Missed braking zones, just unfortunate incidents. Also with the Williams, it was 2 laps ago, having turned in just a little too early, clipping that inside tire on the turn 2 inside corner, and that just clipping away the suspension. That's quite unfortunate how easy it is to just DNF out of the race like this. 13 cars left in the session. Reminder for everyone new watching, Cockpit Real Racing focuses on the realistic part of racing, stuck in cockpit mode and no assists. So you pretty much have to go by what you practice, how you feel. Not much more to be said and done. We go through Vichaman. So safety, I believe, will be in next lap once the Haas catches onto the group for the next restart. We're already lap 7 out of 26. The race has started nearly about an hour ago. The session has begun an hour ago. The race has begun about 14 minutes 30 minutes ago-ish, say it that way. Of course, we had the issue, sadly. Of course, I am somehow in the race. I'm not driving, as of course, that's quite obvious. Due to EA issues, it somehow put me in the car, and after rejoining, my car is still driving, and I can't retire it. I sadly cannot retire my car. It is going to be quite a roadblock for some drives. I do not know why this happened. I have specifically clicked the option spectating. The game just decided something else. Of course, we had EA's, due to notice EA is having some issues today. Visual bugs being quite a big thing as well tonight, but a few drives didn't manage to join due to connection errors, and nearly I couldn't join as well. So obviously we cannot blame everything on EA, but EA has a pretty big role on why things are having a bit of a messy turn tonight. It should be safe to get in this lap. Flavio Fazza is catching on to the group in rapid speed. Of course, he has a lot to do racing speeds, trying to catch on to the group, while the safety car and the rest of the group needs to go slow. Does seem that the Haas will catch a grid around the end of sector 2, which should be just enough for the safety to say in this lap. It could also just be the gap isn't big enough. It's just big enough to go in as well. So safety car will be definitely in this lap, and we'll follow the McLaren, see how this race goes, see what the restart has to give. Of course, I'm also quite interested, as my driver is an AI driver, how fast the reaction time will be from him. As then P2, the second McLaren. Will Chris Racer be under pressure? Maybe, we'll find out. So already slowing down the pack, getting them all bunched up. Could also be hurting the tire temps on the other drivers. He, I believe, is holding brakes as well. So let's have a look at the telemetry. He is not holding, but now he's braking, and he's gone. He's done it. He's let go, and he's dropped the hammer. And amazingly, he's dropped P2 by a mile, a country mile, only more than a second or more. Everyone behind P2 couldn't get the jump. And so, now if we turn 1, what is a Red Bull doing? Oh! Deary me! The McLaren swerving all over the place. And he's losing positions, dropping down the Mercedes and Red Bull. They go side by side through turn 2. Oh, bit of damage on the Red Bull. Many cars going side by side. That's Chris Racing dropping the grid by more than 3 seconds. And it's Vichaman taking P2. Ali Galozo nearly was very optimistic, trying to send it for the inside on turn 2, but couldn't manage to put it in there. Couldn't manage to sneak that nose in. And I believe has suffered light damage from that incident as well. So the right hand side of the wing is mostly damaged. Throughout the grid though, it seems that everyone else is pretty bunched up so far. Look at the grid. It's absolutely we cannot tell who could find this little spot to overtake. Through the castle section. Will it go smoothly? It went smoothly so far. Oh, the kick Sauber. Very risky. I believe he has tapped the wall there. It's getting a bit of damage on the front right side. Going now up to the end of sector 2. Vicham, I believe, has made a slight mistake. I've seen the dot lose a bit of time. Adelol mainly trying to get past the McLaren AI driver. Of course, worn tires for the McLaren, so everyone behind should be able to find a spot soon to go by. Lovely camera angle through there. That's just how fast this goes, and it's really fascinating. So for P4, it will be a slight change. The King Sauber overtakes with the battery and slipstream. Quite nice. The McLaren though goes quite defensive. Maybe even have a look, but couldn't quite get it, and so the Kick Sauber up into P4. Now it's next to 2 V-Cups behind. Of course, we have a few cars that have pitted this before the safety car. And Vichaman is gaining quite a bit of ground to Chris Racing. Ignore the yellow flag. There is no yellow flag on the track. That is just the game having a bit of an issue. Though that is Audi Ada Lomelin very close to the Red Bull. That front wing damage is not doing him any favors at all. He's struggling on corner turning and just struggling to keep the speeds up mid-corner. That is already kicks up and getting quite a bit of time. But now towards up to the castle section. One where we already had a retirement. Jay Pinner sadly going wide, doing a Charles Leclerc. Clean so far. Look at the mini-map. Doesn't seem to be struggling. So now, the kick Sauber of Ada Lomelin could have a look. The SS enabled this lap, and Alagaloja definitely will not have it from the car in front. If the kick Sauber sticks just close enough to the Red Bull, we could have a look for maybe a change of podium position between the two here. Lap 10 of the 26, I might think another pit stop is in order for our drivers. Up to the back straight. Now the kick Sauber has a run. He's not even going to get it before the DS. He's overtaken before the DS detection point. Can this go into the hands of the Red Bull? Not quite. The kick Sauber still got it. And now he's running away. And the Red Bull is left in the dust. He can dump Baddy as much as he will. That DS will help majestically. That's also, I believe, the McLaren of my AI driver going to pit lane. A bit late, of course, with that call. Bit of a weird call there. So now it's all down to the drivers to race again, and the Red Bull of Alagaloja is immediately under pressure by Rexito behind. The sister team of the Red Bull sister team already going, looking for the inside, double lockup for the Red Bull. Catches the corner, but what has happened to Rexito? Rexito has lost so much time there. Oh, he's on the wall. He's in the wall and rejoins 2 positions behind. That's not Rosiki, that's Nosebo. Nosebo went wide into the barrier. And now, it can all go down again through the tricky section. The tight right-hander, it's absolutely difficult to overtake for you. Oh, the rear end on that V-Cup is absolutely loosey-goosey. He cannot keep it together and get him a lot of pressure from no assist behind. Forrest jump after mistaken lap 2 has got himself way up again in P6 and already in the back of Rexito. He's slowly and steadily gaining his positions back. Incredibly well done through here. What's happened to the Ferrari? What has happened? That is Zeno. What's gone wrong? That looked like a real lockup and just spinning round. Is there any damage on the car? He hit the wall with the rear end, so doesn't seem to be any damage on the car. That was quite unfortunate spin. Lucky to barely scrape that wall, but that could have ended way worse, way scarier. And Zeno retires from the session. Zeno retires from the session. He's in the wall. He's in the wall. The final right hand, the little right hand kink. He's just smashed into the wall and he's out of the race. Another driver is out of the race and staying up for P4. It's coming very down to nail and tooth between Rexito, Alagaloja, and Forrest jump. Rexito already looking for the inside. Can he keep it this time? He had it last time in the run. And this time he goes. Where's the Red Bull? The Red Bull disappeared. He's gone straight on. He's done a Forrest jump. Where does he rejoin? Sadly down to P10. And now it's between Forrest jump and Rexito for P4. Wow, this race is full of twists and turns. We are about closing in to halfway through the race. One more lap to reach halfway mark. And well, this race has been nothing more than full of surprises. And we now go through sector 2, the little squares, through the little fast left-hand king section. Followed by the 2 left-hand king sections where funny story with back in 2018 Ericsson hit us, of course heard by none other than Romain Grosjean in the Haas. Looking here, back again, first jump, 6/10 to Rexito. He might have definitely has the air. How much battery is in that car? We don't know yet, but in front it's flashing, so Rexito's definitely out of battery, and that is Forrest jump gaining heaps of time, also running nearly out of battery. He's gonna have a look for turn 1. No, he lifts and coasts through that corner, maybe charging battery for the next straight. Again, next straight is also the second DS zone, so how will that go? How will that play out? We will see. Let's have a look how that goes, how that plays out. And it is still Rexito up in front. We have a Pier Francesco and McLaren join again. So let's have a look now how that plays out between our top two, fourth and fifth place. And First Jump needs to find a way through because he's looking to get back the position that he started in. He started in P2, of course, with that mistake in lap 2, dropping him down, doing exactly a one-to-one recreation what Ale Golozio did about last lap round. But it's crazy how fast they're up in there. I heard a barrier smash in the back. What is going on there? Was that a Haas that maybe hit the wall? I don't believe it was, but I definitely heard a wall scrape in the back. One of the cars following through the castle section scraped the wall and maybe got a bit of damage. Also, the damage system in this game is quite unforgiving. Even if you don't see any damage, your car handles a lot more differently. But anyway, Forrest Jump could maybe have a look again. He's 6/10. Does he have the battery this time? We will have a look. He's on 55%. Up in front. He is out of battery. Rexito is out. He has no battery deployment. And well, that's going to be a very nice and tidy overtake by Forrest Jump. There was no battery assist for Rexito to help that. He was way too eager to save the battery. And that is a drift on the exit for Forrest Jump. Already setting his eyes on the next car up in front. Worst case, the podium position is definitely possible. Again for Forrest Jump. Sig Pumper goes to the pit lane. For, I believe, a damage repair. We'll figure that one out any second now. It does seem like he is in for damage repair. Changing the front wing. So, for ninth place, also had to switch position. That's the Red Bull of Ale Golozio losing the front wing. He's not got no front wing left. And he's gone straight on again. He's gone straight on again. This is not Ale Golozio's race. He's reversing. He's stuck to the barrier and, well, can he get it back up and running? He is stuck. That's AI driving through there. And now the AI is waiting for the kicks over. There we go. So the Rebel's back up and running through all that. Is he driving? Is an AI driving? We don't know. Unfortunately, that cost him heaps of time through that, but we have the V Cup of Rosebo gaining back time that he's lost through a bit of a struggle, but no assist, gaining the position. This can go down to the V Cup's hands again through here. So now back onto the back straight we go, onto the main straight now. There's the detection point. Looking at the battery, this is absolutely important information we got. 40% there. But up in front, 20%, not enough, and that is well Nosebo pass. Going for the inside and braking just a little bit later. But look at the Haas of no assist. He is eager to get it back on acceleration. He now has the advantage with the DS through the second straight here. And while the Haas might get the upper hand now. For the inside. The V-Cap defense outside. I hear Wop, and that's Rexito. Rexito's in the wall. Rexito, oh, rejoins, but ghosts. Rexito losing the front wing. That turn 3 is absolutely unforgiving. The fourth driver to have made a mistake in that corner. And how many more lives will that corner take? And no assist puts himself up into P5 now. Thanks to that mistake. This race really comes down to consistency. And one road I haven't mentioned, look at Chris racing. Absolutely flying. He's left the face of the earth with his speed. He is up nearly 8 seconds, even more than 8 seconds out to the Mercedes of the German behind. P3 is starting to become slightly more under pressure. First Jump is gaining, edging himself ever so slightly to the kick Sauber. And if there's a little battery left in that Alpine, he could maybe look to get into the DS zone immediately in this straight here. He is very close, but not close enough. He is gaining, but he's just missed it. Just missing that detection zone by 0.05 of a second. And that's Adel Lomelin back in the pits. And Flavio Fazza overtakes Rexito, who of course suffered damage, and now goes into the pit lane. Flavio Fazza now in bad with Jopa as well. With Jopa gaining a bit of time. Damage for the Haas as well. The right hand side of the wing, pretty much 90% missing of it. The Williams gaining that position nice and tidy. Of course, the Haas knew that wasn't really its battle into that left-hander. With the DS as well, there's absolutely no way from that distance that the Haas could have a look. And he doesn't. So Jopa promotes himself up into P6. Lap 16 out of 26. 10 laps around to go. Sick bumper overtakes Rexito, who just comes out of pit lane. We could maybe have for P10 for the final podium position. I hear the wallbang by the Williams of Jopa, the inside, and then the outside, and oh dear. Lots of wallbanging there. The Sabre slightly gained to no assist as well through the time. Let's have a look. There might have been a slight mistake by the Haas. A big mistake. More than half a second lost by the Haas through the castle section. And so No Sabre is very much up with the tail, that rear diffuser of the Haas. And it comes down to the back straight again. It's always the prime overtake opportunity, but it does seem the VCAP has a bit of damage on the left hand side. Yes, he does. The M plate is missing, but it doesn't seem to be too much affecting the handling of the VCAP. So now we go through the far section here. The DS detection point will be around now. That line on the bottom we just saw pass. And the VCAP can make a very educated overtake through here. Nicely done with the battery and DS. The Haas immediately tucks back in the slipstream, but knew they couldn't do anything. And the Sable goes up too. And that's P3 due to first jump and Flavio Fazza pitting. First jump in for the second stop of the race. Maybe looking to have just the final one. Of course, 10 laps are very much possible on the fresh hard compound, which I believe first jump is on now. So let's have a look what tire he's on. Indeed, those are new hard compounds. And there's been, again, No Sabre and No Assist are battling through here. Turn 4, they go side by side. Colliding a little bit. That's Jopa in the mix of it now as well. Through turn 5. Oh dear, there's here a lot of scraping. And that's No Sabre pass fully. It's a bit of power slide on the edge of the corner. And they're now following through. 10-second penalty for Flavio Fazza for crossing the white line on pit exit. Unfortunately, that is quite heavily looked upon. And that could be Jopa to maybe have an opportunity for an overtake on the Haas. Very much sticking to that rear diffuser. But it doesn't seem that really much. Currently, there's any place to look to overtake. And whoa, dear. Make himself visible in the mirror. Maybe even have an opportunity to miss a move. And this has turned into a 5-way battle. 4P3 due to the little bit of a train that No Sabre has caused and no assist. Well, now the question is who goes past? Who will come on top on the straight? No Sabre has got himself a bit of a cushion between him and the Haas, but the Haas is very much under pressure. He's got the DS advantage though. He's got the DS up. And oh! What is going on? What has happened? First jump is out of the race. What has happened? And that's Jopa gets his 10-second time penalty for collision. And I can only estimate what has happened. That's a visual safety car. That should have been a full safety car first on. I believe what has happened was first jump wanted to go for the inside. And Jopa wanted to, pitting, also swerved and colliding. And that is a huge, huge incident. And Jopa getting a penalty accordingly as well. The stewards are definitely going to have a look at that one as well. Wow, that was... wow. I'm looking at the replay here. Yeah, look like the Alpine looked for the left-hand side of the road for the overtake, and then the Williams immediately also goes for the left for the pit lane. And it ended up in a collision between the two. Yeah, that is, oh dear. That is quite unfortunate, but that is even bigger of an unfortunate because that is a championship contender out of the race. Those are good points, fighting chance points out of the window due to an unfortunate incident. But of course, the race safety has come to an end now as well. Vichaman is out of the race. What? Where'd he go? Huh? Vichaman is out of the race. P2 is out of the race. And now we have more cars going for the pit lane. The kick Sauber just taking the steps. So it's Ala Lomenli. Of course, he's pitted before. Chris Racing also has pitted this lap as well. And what is going on? I've lost a bit of overview. A lot, 2 DNS and 2 laps again. What has happened to Vichaman? I have no clue. Must have been a pit lane incident because I saw the pit thing come up and then he's retired. Must have ended a retirement in the pit lane. Could have maybe been a personal retirement. We don't know. I don't believe there was an incident. I believe he has retired himself. Well, for P4 now, that's for the podium for the podium position. No assist versus Rexito. The pink V-Cup versus no assists. And, well, with 7 laps remaining, this race is still very much still ups and turvy, up all around the grid. And from P3 to P7 or even 8, there's a kick Sauber is getting close as well. It's a podium, it's a train for a podium position. And I'm in there as well. I just noticed P6. I'm in there as well. I might not be biased, but I'm looking forward to maybe I get a good result here. I'm not in the championship. Full disclaimer: my name shouldn't be in the list. It's been full of EA bug or something. I shouldn't be in this race. I hope they serve the points accordingly without my name in there. Though I am causing quite a roadblock as well. Anyway, between 07 and Rexito, that is looking to get spicy as well. As of course it has. Absolutely has no advantage, any help here now on the straight. While about 4 cars behind them all have the assists. Oh no! Wow! Oh! Deary me! No Saber's out of the race! And that is the Williams somehow surviving that. I have actually seen the Williams drive into the dead corpse of the V-Cup, but it's surviving, and there's no assist battling between Rexito for the podium position, and oh my goodness. And now we have 9 cars left on the grid. 4 people for the podium position, still going absolutely strong as well. And who will take it? I don't know. That's damage. That's debris flying. The Rexito is going to the back of the house, losing a wing. And now it's a 4-way battle for P3. And well, going now towards the castle section. I'm sorry if I'm stuttering a little bit. I'm trying to find my words here. Through the castle section now, the house leads through, then Rexito, then me, and then Jopa. Again, for disclaimer, I shouldn't be in this race, but I am. Anyway, and I'm looking to even have an overtake opportunity, but anyway, no assist leads for the podium position. Ada Lomelin has gained a heaps of time to Chris Racing as well. Chris must have made a mistake in that final laps as well. Let's have a look at Rexito. He is definitely under pressure by the McLaren. Through the back straight, of course. Hopefully not doing what his teammate has done. Surviving through there. And now there's available for the V-Cup for the McLaren. And for the Williams, but the Williams is way far behind. So very much cannot do anything there. Towards turn 1 to lap 21 out of 26. And I don't know, a loss of words as it's going absolutely amazing for the championship. The championship will be absolutely turned upside down after this race. And here we go. The McLaren could maybe have a look. Looks on the outside. Okay, let's have maybe the overspeed. Will the AI maybe try it? Maybe even a down under attempt. Not quite. But he's putting pressure on Rexito. A pressure that Rexito absolutely doesn't want. Now for the chicane. The Haas follows through. Doesn't leave any openings for the V-Cub. The V-Cub are looking, put himself into aggressive positions, but cannot find the opening he needs through the castle section. We go, and it looks to be clean so far. The Haas so far up ahead, leads off. Again, but the damage is going to get noticeable with the tire webs going high as well. Williams scratches one. That's the McLaren going for the inside. They collide, they touch, and that's me going up for P4. Hold on, but the V-Cup is still side by side. They collide again, they touch again, and oh, they touch again twice. And now Jopa's in this as well. Wow, what has gone on? What has happened? And oh, the V-Cup nearly hits the wall as well, losing a lot of time, and there's McLaren up at the P4. The V-Cup now has to have his eyes behind because of Williams. Is absolutely very close to this. The McLaren goes defensive, but of course, it really comes down to who is the late breaker. It is the V-Cup. Too much of a late breaker. And loses not one, but 2 positions. As rejoining next to the Williams. And they collide with the Williams. Oh, careful. Oh, and he spins on the Williams. And he's rounding the wall, but he's still alive. And that fan is having an absolutely spectacular day seeing this. And the V-Cup is back running. The V-Cup is still in this race, back up and running. Lap 22 to 26. There's still absolutely crazy action going on. And now it is 4P. Well, I say P3 really much. Let's see how much the McLaren can catch with that with that forefront wing. The McLaren, of course, the AI has a bit of performance. I mean, the McLaren doesn't have too many issues. Up in front, Chris Racing, of course, it was 3 seconds out of Kicksauber. Now it's absolutely skyrocketing back up again. Addo lost heaps of time due to Chris Racing's pace difference. Chris Racing showing their pace in 140.7, fastest lap of the race. So far blowing the fastest race lap, the lap record out of the water by 3 seconds. Incredible. And now there's a McLaren. Look at the McLaren difference. The McLaren is right in that dead zone as well. That has. Oh, and that's Rexito out of the race. Rexito is out of the race, and we've lost another driver. We're down to 8, but let's look at McLaren. This is going to be an easy, educated move even for the AI. DS open, battery usage. He's gone and passed it. He's on that podium position. It's a McLaren podium. It's incredible. It's absolutely fantastic. But this race is full of ups and downs, fantastic moves, fantastic racing, but also crazy crashes and just absolute crazy madness through here. And Jopa in P5, after basically seeing his race ending in front of him. Sig Pampo is back in this as well. Good points for the team could be gained here. Flavio Fazza with 10-second time penalty. Of course, could be looking to stay in those point positions to lap 23 out of 26. Ale Golozio. He is also still in this race, the Red Bull. But he was for a podium contender at the start of the race. Now he's nearly more than 50 seconds behind P7. But still racing. Flavio Fazza gets another time penalty. And it's a Red Bull in the walls. Touching the inside and then the outside barrier. Losing both end plates, causing a yellow flag, of course. Debris can play a big game as well. This game simulates debris damage. So if a car runs over debris, it can give you either underfloor damage or a puncture. So that debris flying around is absolutely dangerous for cars who goes past. For example, Chris Racing, who's gone past that sector the moment I said it. It can go all ups and downs. But Ada Lomelin, absolutely fantastic race tonight. He's up into P2 and his goal is just Drive to Survive. And I'm not saying it's a joke. That's genuinely the name of the game here tonight. And for the podium position, of course, our Haas is gaining close time to the McLaren. But that damage is just not helping at all. The damage on a track like this is absolutely a lot to take in. As through the technical parts of the track, they just lose so much time. But maybe they can find some openings of the AI. But if the AI goes out of the 1 second, the Haas pretty much might lose the advantage they have. So now through the chicane we go. We have Sick Bumper and Flavio Fazza close together as well. I heard some wheel spin from the Haas there on the front. With 8 drivers remaining, this is going all over the place. I have to say it that way, as a lack of better words. Through the counter section we go. We've seen it between Sick Pumper and Flavio Fazza. These two are looking to maybe switch positions, but of course with a big penalty that is on Flavio Fazza's name. Let's have a look at that one again. 13 seconds on his name, which will be added to his finishing time. So even if he gets past, he has to add 13 seconds on top as well. But of course, in 2 laps, it could be still enough time for maybe the kick Sauber to gain a time penalty or anything. So last thing Flavio Fazza should do is give up in this situation. As we now are on the penultimate lap, Chris Racing has started penultimate lap and is already in the middle sector. While here we see the backmarkers about to start lap 25. We also see Ali Golojo nearly about to get lapped as well. Could probably, if there will be lap, it might be into the next lap. But if not, Ali Golojo will just stay ahead for the time being. But of course, this is the closest battle. We are so far between Sick Bumper and Flavio Fazza. And Orsis has lost touch to the McLaren in front. And well, it all comes down to, well, drivability for the final 2 laps. Oh, I've heard a wall bang, a big one. That's Jopa. Jopa hits the wall, but he survives. But that's definitely normal front wing on that car. He's lost his front wing. Unfortunately, so that is, well, he's going to have to survive the final 2 laps on no wing unless he does want to pit. Could be a chance that he loses P7 on, while doing so. So he needs to be careful on that. But here we go. Flavio Fazza, see, with the penalty, he still is going to get a position out of that. As Flavio Fazza, again, the last thing he should do is give up. He is looking for a P6 finish. And Chris Racing starts the final lap of the race. So let's stay on board with the McLaren. Well, just this lap is going to be just a fascinating awe at this driver. Chris Racing staying out of every sort of trouble. Pitting for a normal 2-stop strategy, of course. Not taking any risks. Even pitting before safety cars and anything. He's just staying. He had his own race. He's had his own vision for tonight's race. And this will be absolutely helping him in the championship battle. He's only 5 points ahead entering this race. He will be about 30 points ahead exiting this race. Oh, I hear. Oh, the Williams is out. We just saw it at the other side of the barrier. Chopez out of the race. On the final lap of the race. He couldn't keep it together. And that's Chris Racing for the castle section for the final time. And Chris Racing, I believe, maybe even getting a jump scare from that. He definitely heard that wall bang from the Williams. The one thing that the McLaren cannot take is just too much over pushing and losing on the final lap. It has already once happened with Chris Racing in Japan beginning of this season. Let's have a look, but it doesn't seem like it. Yes, he's done it. Chris Racing through the final corner, down the back straight towards the finishing line. Chris Racing has done it in Azerbaijan. He can sigh a breath of relief as he slows down. Is he going to the donut? He is doing a donut. That's just how much he's reversing through the line to win in Azerbaijan. And that is an amazing way to win a league race. It's crazy. But Ado, One driver to absolutely name here. He's been amazing. He's weaving. He absolutely deserves it. And crosses the line for P2. And somehow, out of all of this, I am going to finish on the podium. I'll be on the podium. What? No words. No words left. I mean, thank you guys. I've done nothing. Again, I said I'm not in that car. It's a full AI. I finished on the podium. We'll see how the stewards decide the pointing system and that, because obviously I'm not a driver. Finish on the podium anyway. P4 for no assist. And it's going to be Sick Bumpers. P5, incredible. And Flavio Pazza for P6. Alegoloz is still in the middle sector to finish for the final time. On the soft compost as well. How long has he been on those? That's quite an 4 laps. So he's put about 4 laps ago to change tires. Maybe even looking for fastest lap, which sadly he couldn't get. And well, Stick Pumper did not DNF. That's a game glitch. He finished P6. Don't worry about that. I don't know what's that. The game is EA today is absolutely not having a good day at all. But that is now Ale Golozio about to cross the line to finish the race in P7. Don't worry about that. He's finished P7. The Kick Sauber has finished the race. So now that is 7 drivers remaining, starting with 15 drivers. Baku, what have you given us? Thank you, Baku, but also, wow, this is crazy. Here we see Chris Racing absolutely deserved celebration. And, well, beautifully racing by the McLaren. Showing consistency, showing racecraft, showing everything you want to see in a driver. Chris Racing, beautifully done to win here in Azerbaijan with a new driver, new name, Adel, taking P2 beautifully. Well, don't know what will happen with me finishing P3. Of course, I'm not supposed to be in the race. It's just weird. I get driver of the day. I mean, thank you, game. But anyway, race winner goes absolutely to Chris Racing, and the first lap we saw is over 140. Beautifully lapped there as well. Most overtakes, Flavio Fazza as well. That's just staying consistent, staying alive. That's what it gives you. And Adal Lomelin, cleanest driver, but also I believe the driver today for me goes to him. And well, that is the finishing order. Chris Racing wins, Adal Lomelin second, and I am on the podium. Take that for consideration. The commentator finishes on the podium. On the race he commentates. Have you ever heard that? I haven't. Spectators, viewers, I have never heard of that. But EA has made it possible. EA has made it possible that the commentator finishes the podium. Now, we had races in real life where maybe ex-commentators drive and get a good result, but not at the same time. And well, that is it for the racing part, and maybe we'll have interviews. We'll have a look how that will go. Because after a race like this, I can definitely understand that maybe the drivers are not up for a interview. For interviews, of course, a race like this. One to forget, of course, for many of the drivers. And on the admin side, absolutely gonna have to see how that goes as well. An absolutely madness of a race, set by Diego driver, Williams driver in this league. So yeah, I have no words, and we'll see. We'll see how that goes. Well, even the owner told me, "Wow, what a chaos." I mean, that's the nicest way to put it, and I believe also the best way to put it is just chaos. Yeah, they just gave us chaos, and I'm looking here now. We'll have a look now. We'll have interviews, yes. So we'll have interviews for tonight, of course, and then we'll go to top 3 drivers, to Chris, to hopefully Adele as well, and to maybe myself. I think for the third one we'll have maybe the owner himself talking. I'm celebrating in the paddock that I got the podium. Well, we're waiting for the drivers to be ready for the interviews, and by then, we'll see. Because I believe Adal also might not be joining us, and before one driver. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. I'm here. We're waiting. We'll be waiting. We're waiting. We'll be looking. Of course, we're not gonna wait too long. We don't want to overdrag this, but doesn't seem like it, unfortunately. So, yeah. Right.
Okay. Hello. Hi.
So we have no assist, and Chris Eppen here. So 2 drivers. Well, so the interviews will go on. So, big question, and this to y'all: how you feel like tonight went?
Sorry, Foxy. I'll just translate for no assist, and I'll try to.
I can speak Italian.
Oh, you can speak it. Oh, sorry.
Sono italiano.
Okay.
Well,
davvero? Scusa.
So for the commentary, we're gonna have the interviews in Italian. I apologize. That's just due to translation errors. Probably subtitles will help. So, let's have no sense. Beh, no assist. Come ti è andata la gara stasera?
Oh, sono contento di finalmente arrivare a podio in questo campionato. Sono contento di andare a podio con Chris. E il tuo bot ha fatto molti casini.
Bellissimo.
Hai lasciato la macchina in pista, tu commentatore. E niente, tutto bene, dai.
Beh, devo dire la verità, io ero proprio di EA, io ho ammesso che sono spettatore, mi ha dato una macchina.
Ti ha dato McLaren. Però il... Sì.
Esatto, mi ha dato la macchina, io non potevo più toglierlo, e allora...
Il problema è che i bot erano alti, molto alti, e quindi ha fatto molti incidenti dietro sono stati per colpa del tuo bot. Vabbè, comunque ho fatto una gara molto attenta a stare lontano dai guai, e alla fine il premio l'ho avuto, dai.
Beh,
va bene così.
Finendo sul podio è sempre bello, anche una gara così, Azerbaijan dato
assolutamente sì.
Beh, tuoi pensieri con curva 3 che tanti sono usciti, tu che pensi? Com'è andata per te? Come è guidata la macchina stasera?
La macchina è scivolosa, fine stint la macchina scivolava tanto, e molti hanno fatto incidenti proprio perché era usura gomme alta, e dopo 5-6 giri con le gialle già eri a rischio muro se tentavi di spingere un poco, quindi sono sempre evitato di spingere al limite, e ho portato il pane a casa, insomma.
Alla fine la cosa più importante è nelle gare così è non essere solo veloce, anche essere conservativo. Esatto.
Costante, sì,
esatto. Allora, guarda, ci hai fatto vedere stasera bellissimo che anche non devi essere più veloce per essere più bravo.
No, ma io non posso essere veloce. Io ho 58 anni, non posso essere veloce. Però il passo gara, cerco di fare meno errori possibile. Baku è una pista di errori, e quindi se fai meno errori già porti qua. Poi comunque molte safety car hanno rimesso in gioco. Altrimenti, se era una gara lineare, il Chris Sniper mi avrebbe doppiato 2 volte.
Chris Sniper è volato via, aveva una gara bellissima.
Vabbè, ha il suo passo, Chris.
Ma pensando dietro, no, se tu avevi bei battaglie anche contro i V-Carb, come
i miei amici di battaglia, no Sebo, mi spiace che poi è andata a muro, no se. È andata, ho lottato con Nosebo, ho lottato con altro che adesso non ricordo, piccoli danni all'ala. E insomma, abbiamo fatto delle lotte, però sempre meglio farlo passare che non perdere la gara. Questa è la mia politica, insomma. Molto conservativo, ok? A volte arrivo ultimo, a volte arrivo a podio. Questo è il mio
Eh,
primo podio in questo campionato. Avevo bisogno di punti perché proprio ho pochissimi punti.
beh, con una gara così ora ora salti dai
Sì,
punti.
sì, sono contento. Sì, 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 sì. Sono sereno e contento. Poi che onore andare a podio con Chris.
Bellissimo. Parlando di
Chris,
Chris, ora,
mio idolo.
ora Chris, a te. Hai qualcosa da
Così.
dirci? Come è andata la tua gara?
Allora, ottima gara, guarda, veramente stasera io faccio innanzitutto i miei più sinceri complimenti ad Alessandro, perfetto, grande, il
Grazie.
nostro podio. Prima di tutto, questa è stata la cosa più bella che ho
Bravo.
visto della
Il
mia
nostro
gara.
primo podio, ha ragione, bravo.
Esatto, il nostro podio, perché in realtà P2, cioè che era l'Homenin, non si è presentato.
Adele.
Non si è
No.
Penso...
presentato a qui. Quindi
mm,
questo può essere il nostro podio. Siamo contenti perché Azerbaijan poi era una pista che giustamente in pochi abbiamo finito, in pochi abbiamo finito, possiamo dire. E quindi nulla, no, questa è veramente la cosa più bella della serata perché effettivamente poi davanti a me c'era aria pulita, una bella gestione gomme e un po' di giri da solo. Fare jump con l'altro, con la Williams, si sono presi chi è in curva 3 lì e allora veramente lì ho gestito e basta, il passo c'era. E questo ho fatto, non c'è niente di granché veramente.
sì. Visto che Forest Jump aveva bei qualifiche stando dietro di te per il primo giro. E la curva 3, tanti dei piloti non sapevano più come prenderla dopo un po', anche usura gomme, grande tema. Forest Jump era il primo che la curva 3 se l'ha preso fuori.
Eh sì, io usavo le ombre per frenare io, fortunatamente non si sono modificate col tempo. Non lo
Sì.
sapevo questo, quindi usavo le ombre. Poi curva 1 in realtà, boh, un poco prima dei 100 metri non sapevo bene dove frenare, in realtà. Però vabbè, è andata bene, dai.
È andato bene, eri più veloce, hai fatto giro più veloce, anche 1.40, molto veloce, penso che eri 2-3 secondi più veloce degli altri.
Sì, sì, sì.
Stavi volando. Beh, non c'è molto da dire, avevi una gara bellissima, due stop, e non c'è nessuno che ti direbbe era davanti.
Eh sì, questa sera non mancavano i rivali principali,
Eh sì.
effettivamente. Però va bene così, noi ci prendiamo questi punti e ci li portiamo a casa. Va bene così.
Ora,
Intanto.
ora il tema grande è la prossima gara è Singapore.
Ehi.
Non è molto, molto differente di Baku, forse un po' più di velocità, più piano, ma beh, anche un circuito più difficile nel calendario. Voi
Sì.
che dite?
Singapore è molto simile a questo, i muri sono pericolosi come questi, i muri sono molto pericolosi lì, e è impegnativo e penso che ci sta il rischio pioggia a Singapore, ci sta meno suragomme se non piove, però il rischio pioggia è molto alto a Singapore e penso che sarà una gara come questa, ad occhio e croce.
Vediamo, forse più piloti anche vengono stasera. Prossima
Eh sì,
settimana.
molte assenze per impegni, sì.
Esatto. Beh, tu che dici, Chris? C'hai pensieri per la prossima settimana?
Sì, Singapore in realtà mi piace perché si avvia più una pista è più tecnica, no? Quindi c'è più bravura, più impegno da mettere in gioco nella pista, quindi più è così, più a noi ci piace. Più è
Eh,
così, più a noi ci piace.
Bellissimo
Quindi
sentirlo. Allora, Chris,
assolutamente.
ti voglio vedere davanti alla prossima gara in Singapore allora.
Oh no, va bene, agli ordini.
Va bene, grazie a voi, bellissima
Grazie a
gara.
te, grazie.
Congratulazioni a voi due per il podio, anche a Adele che ora non è qua, ma bellissimo. E ci vediamo la prossima settimana a Singapore.
Singapore. Ok, ok.
Singapore. Grazie Foxy.
Ciao
Speriamo.
caro.
Buona serata,
Ah,
Ciao,
ciao.
speriamo
ciao.
che EA prossima gara abbia
Ok, sì, sì,
meglio.
io è più bassa. Ciao.
Ciao ciao.
Ciao
Buonasera a
bello.
tutti. Ciao.
So back to English now. Pardon me for the Italian part. We had a Italian driver who needed translation, so we did that part in Italian. Basically, what was said. No assist. Very happy for his podium. He absolutely was over the moon about it. Absolutely beautiful. Happy for him as well. Of course, in a race like this, getting a podium. Obviously, there was no doubt about it. My AI bot obviously will not count in the results. He's been just nulled. So no assist will finish at P4. We'll get up into P3. So that's how it goes. And Adele sadly couldn't join us for the commentary. So we only heard from no assist and Chris Racing. Chris Racing basically said that he was happy about tonight's race with the tire conservation. He was also a bit sad to see that his rival first jump made a mistake in lap 2, turn 3. That was also one of the subjects. But overall, they congratulated each other. Of course, No Assist was very happy to be on the same podium as Chris Racing, looking up to each other, you know. And Chris Racing was absolutely very proud of No Assist for finishing on the podium. And so, with a bombshell of a race like that was, very dear viewers, we're going to have to come to an end now. My name was Captain Foxy, and tonight was Singapore. Let me bring the calendar up one more time. Here we go. Tonight was Singapore and Azerbaijan. Let me get rid of the background there. And yeah, pardon me, it's season 7. I think it said season 6 at the beginning. I'm in season 7, and well, we're basically more than half. We're closing in with next race about 3/4 of the calendar down. We're coming to the end of the season nearly, with about 7 races to go. Those races will fly by in an instant, and well, next race being Singapore, one to absolutely look forward to. Chris has said as well in the interviews he's absolutely looking forward to Singapore. One of his funner track, of course, the technicality of the track absolutely will be interesting. And also, we've also heard the subject of the driver attendance for tonight. Though sadly, many drivers were busy, but we'll figure out next race should be way better also in attendance. So Singapore is definitely a race to look forward to. I'll be commentating that race as well, so I'll be happy to greet you, everyone there, all of the viewers who are watching tonight. I've seen a few chat messages as well. Absolutely amazing from your side. Happy to see that some viewers active here. And well, to all of you and everyone who's watching, also after recording of this, I hope you have an amazing evening, amazing Friday evening, a good weekend. As said the drivers, I should have said to the drivers as well, and to the viewers now. We'll see you next Friday on the 6th of March, same time as tonight at 9:30 CET, which is 8:30 British time. And I believe for America has many time zones, but it's 9:30 CET, 8:30 British time. I think that's BST. So looking forward to next week. Thank you for watching. My name was Captain Foxy. I was the commentator, and have a good morning, good day, good evening, good night for everyone out there. Stay safe and watch out for others. Goodbye.